Do you feel okay, mijo?
I don't know.
I flew into orbit?
I think I cut a bus in half.
Sorry about that.
We the Latinos choose.
I know my wokophobes is mad at this movie because the Latina delegation selected Blue Beetle to be their comic book film superhero savior, helping to save the DC from utter destruction. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my review of Blue Beetle. This shit was good, and I really love Gunplay Grandma. If you follow me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. You can navigate my YouTube channel by scrolling through all the things I have up there. Movie reviews, talks with celebrities, my family life. I just had a new baby. And you can follow me on TikTok too, man. I put a lot of these videos on TikTok, try to keep you guys entertained. Let's talk about this. I went into this thing with high hopes for Blue Beetle because a lot of the people I follow that have my same movie DNA was saying that it was a pretty good movie. And ladies and gentlemen, I can concur. Blue Beetle was the shit. It wasn't a masterpiece by no means, but given the low level of expectation you have for DC, this shit was a fucking masterpiece. You hear me? And if you're not familiar with Blue Beetle and his mythos, he came out in 1939. And basically this movie follows, and this is going to be minor spoilers, not a full spoiler. Cobra Industries finding a scarab, the thing that goes into his back. And it basically, when this scarab gets on you, it kind of bonds with your body, your neurons. It gets into your fucking synapses, ladies and gentlemen. And it gives you the abilities of what Iron Man had with his iron suit that had the nanotech. Plus, you also have the abilities of Green Lantern. And once the thing bonds with you, it can talk to you and tell you how to defend yourself. It can come up with any weapon you can create. And unlike Green Lantern making those hologram shits, when this thing makes weapons, it really makes the real deal weapon, which made it fun. And you first go into this thing thinking, well, how the hell is he going to get beat? He can do all that. Well, Cobra had a plan for him. And throughout this movie, you learn a whole lot about the Latino culture, the way Latinos values family as their high priority, the first most thing that they do. And you can take anybody to this movie. You can take your whole family to this movie. This was an excellent movie for the kids. And I think that what DC has landed on, that they might not have known they was landed on, Blue Beetle is about to be their Spider-Man. As long as this movie does well, and I'm expecting this movie to do at least $400 million. This movie is what they wanted Shazam to be. And they wasn't even about to put this movie out, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to put it on streaming. But when the new cast at Warner Brothers came in and took over, it was like, nah, hell no. And James Gunn obviously looked at this thing and was like, we got something with that. And you get kind of a 80s Stranger Things vibe from this movie. Now, let me give you some of the main characters in this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a very young actor playing Blue Beetle, and his name is Romero Xolo Ramez. You probably know him from, he's been in The Parenthood. Cobra Kai is probably his most famous thing he's been in. You also have the legendary Susan Sarandon. You've also got my guy George Lopez, who I tend to find very funny, but I didn't find him quite as funny in this movie, and a whole host of other stars. And so let me go ahead and give you the good and the bad of this movie. By the way, there is a post-credit, so make sure you stay for the post-credit so you can kind of see the tie-in that Blue Beetle is going to be in James Gunn's DCEU. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Blue Beetle is going to be in James Gunn's DCEU. Make no mistake about that shit. This is his Spider-Man. This is his Spider-Man because the kids love bugs. My pros for this movie, ladies and gentlemen. I did like the score. I enjoyed the music. I think I've already told y'all I love myself some damn Gunplay Grandma. My Latino folks call their grandmas nanas. And when she whipped out that damn gun and was going off on the bad guys talking about her imperialistic youth, I cried laughing, enjoy every minute of it. The visuals in this thing are excellent. I mean, the CGI was great. Him using the suit was great. I really enjoyed that scene where he split the bus. Hey, you guys did a good job with this. And the budget for this movie, ladies and gentlemen, was like $104 million compared to like The Flash, which was like $300 million and shit didn't do well. And I did like The Flash, but this was a little better than The Flash. Better story anyway. Better story is another pro that I had. And I also like that this thing gives a great setup for more Blue Beetle movies and for him to be an anchor in this upcoming DCEU universe with James Gunn. However, ladies and gentlemen, there are some cons. No movie is perfect, okay? There are some damn cons. Number one, you do have to suspend your disbelief in how people are able to use weapons so quickly. Well, not except for my girl Gunplay Grandma. She did a damn good job. She explained to us how she knew how to use her guns. Some of the jokes, folks, started to get a little too far out there. Now, it wasn't as kiddie as Shazam, but some of George Lopez's jokes was a little far out there. George Lopez was like the uncle. He was the kind of the conspiracy theory, and he's a great comedian, but some of his jokes were a reach. I would say that for my white folks, you guys would call it slapstick. My black folks, you would call it goofy. And I think some of my Latino population would call that shit goofy as well. The main villain, played by Susan Sarandon, Victoria Cord. She was just kind of your standard run-of-the-mill, twist my mustache and she was a man bad guy. Wasn't nothing special about her. But the secondary villain, ladies and gentlemen, his ass was good because he had been manipulated his whole life by Susan Sarandon into thinking that he should be one way that he wasn't. It got so bad that a memento that the man held on to, kept in his pocket. Susan Sarandon took it when they thought that there was about to be a pivotal moment when her and him was going to rule the world. See what I'm saying? Not only that, but here's a minor spoiler. Susan Sarandon and her daughter are going to have a major fallout in this movie that leads to a big opening for what could be done going in the future with this movie. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, if I had to rank this thing on a life gain scale, and I do my scale, 0 being just hot garbage on a Southern Georgia day, to 10 being the best thing that you could see in heaven when you die and go there and watch a movie, I'm going to give this movie a hot 7.5. It was very entertaining. It's the type of thing you can see twice. It wasn't a masterpiece. And I dare not say it was the best comic book movie of the year. But I will say it's neck and neck with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Guardians is one of the best comic book movies of the year. The Spider-Man. And are y'all calling Super Mario Brothers a comic when it's really a video game? So if that's not a comic, then I will say this is definitely in top 3 comic movies. And definitely the best thing DC has put out in 6 damn years. So post me all your comments on if you've seen it. If you're planning to go see it, you definitely should go see it. It is very, very good. Take your kids. You're not going to be disappointed. And let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out my channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. And until that next sexy as hell video, the Latina delegation selected Blue Beetle.